Hi everyone, welcome to another art class online. We're going to continue our exploration and understanding of creating space by involving background, middle ground, and foreground again. Sorry if that reads backwards, but background, middle ground, foreground is what we can use to create space. I highly suggest you look at my nature video before doing this, just so you can get a really good explanation, but I will give a review. If we ever want to draw, we can draw sometimes and it'll just look like one thing is sitting on our paper. But we can create a sense of space by putting specific objects or things on the bottom, the middle, and the top of our page. And suddenly, rather than just having three houses float around on my paper, I have a feeling as if one house is really close by, maybe my house, my grandma's house is a little farther away, and my friend's house is even farther away. And if I wanted to go for a walk, I could go for a walk, all on this flat piece of paper, right? So I've done a sketch, and I definitely suggest you follow along in pencil, but I'm going to be doing marker around my sketch for you to see. And we're going to be drawing a little town, a make-believe town. We're stuck at home, we can't really go out and see as much as we'd want to, so I'm going to explore the world through my imagination with my make-believe town. And you can fill out your town however you'd like to. So if you want to put trees, what kind of houses you want to make, it's totally up to you, okay? So I'm going to start with one line that helps me know what's closer and what's farther, aka my horizon line. Okay, this line helps me know what's going to be farther away and what's closer. And I made my horizon line curved, so it's almost like my town sits on a hill. And then I sketched out my nature elements. Since I love nature, in my imaginary town, I have lots of trees, I have a river, I have some mountains. So I'm going to first draw out my nature elements, okay? And I'm going to start with the mountains. And these are just really simple V's with some squiggly lines. They literally just kind of look like triangles. I'm going to draw the outline of my tree in green here. And my tree, so let's actually backtrack, sorry about that. I'm only going to do everything in the back first, okay? The things that are far away, and then we're going to work on the things on the front. So sorry about that, my mistake. I'm going to just fill in my trees that I drew in the back, and I drew them really small as little bushes. And so that's going to just be almost like I'm drawing green clouds right above my horizon line. And I'm going to add a little brown for the trunks. So we're drawing everything in the back first, all the far away stuff first, okay? I'm going to do a couple clouds. I'm going to make my sun orange just for fun, just change it up. Or I might make it a pattern of yellows and whites. So yellows and oranges. And you should definitely be doing this in pencil and then add color after. But I'm skipping the pencil part for our video because pencil just doesn't show up on video very well for me with my filming technique right now. Okay, and then I also did a rainbow over here. So I'm gonna just outline my rainbow. I'm gonna outline the colors of my rainbow. So it's red, Roy G. Biv is the rainbow order. So Roy, R for red. I'm gonna just color my rainbow in. Roy G. Biv, R for red, O for orange, Roy, Y for yellow, G for green, Roy G. Biv. B for blue. I for indigo. Which indigo is kind of like a dark blue. So I'm going to do like it's like a dark blue purple is indigo. So I'm mixing blue and dark blue here. Indigo, Roy G. Biv. Iv. V for violet. And you know what? Pink does fit in the rainbow if you want to. It's not in the standard definition, but you can add pink in there if you want. It does fit. Okay, so my rainbow. Oh, what is going on here? Everything is so white. So I'm going to erase my pencil marks. I'm going to color in some of these mountains. I'm using mixed media again, so not just marker, but other materials. And then I have my darker green at the top. This should have been the light green, oh well. So I've got my background. Doesn't this look really far away? It's going to look even more far away when we do the rest of this picture, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do the things way up front, which is a tree and a house. It's a tree and a house is what I plan to do way up front. So I already started outlining my tree. I'm going to give it a green stump. I mean, green. A brown stump, sorry. And I might do some lines to give it some texture. And I did a cloud shape for my tree, but you can use whatever kinds of shapes you want. And I've noticed leaves, sometimes they look like they're wild moving. So I'm using this type of line to give the feeling of a tree. And trees never look like a perfect cloud, so I'm actually adding a couple more lines to make it look more tree-like. For me, what I think looks more tree-like. And filling that all in with other shades. And I did let some apples drop down from my tree. And then I'm going to put my house up front. So I did a very simplified drawing of a house, a triangle with a line going down, oops, with a little door, and windows with panels. Okay? And you can color in your house, or if you decide to do a building, awesome. If you wanted to do a cottage, if you don't want to do a house, you want to do another tree, awesome. But I do encourage you, try to put 2 big things in the front, okay? So we put like 3 things in the back that are far away, the rainbow, the mountains, the sun, 2 big things in the front, and then we're going to now make our middle ground. I put in a river that's going to lead from the mountains down, okay? And notice my river starts off small and goes down at an angle, and it starts off small and gets wider. Okay? And I had drawn some little fishies in, so I might color those in. You can put as many as you want. You don't have to put any. So I always like to use more than one color. And I had some rocks that I put to the side. I sketched out some rocks, like there's a pathway. So I might make my rocks brown, just to give some earthy color. And these are just kind of like little rounded rectangles and oval shapes to create that path. And you might do your rocks differently, however you want to do them, okay? So I have this stuff in the back, my background. I have my big stuff in the front. I could color in my house however I want to. Might save that for later. I want to work on the middle ground now. I want to talk about the stuff that's not so far away but not right up front. Just erasing my pencil marks. So to do that, I sketched in a tree, another tree just like this that I drew a little smaller in the middle of my page, not at the bottom. And I sketched in the figures of two people. So it's like two people dancing, and I drew a little dude reading down here too. So notice I'm putting my tree not at the very top, not at the very bottom, but in the middle, and it starts to kind of look like it's exactly where it is. Not so close, but not so far. And I'm adding some green here as if there was grass on my hill or a meadow of some sort. And I'm not going to color all this in, but I do want you to color all this in. Whatever you think this hill looks like, color that in, okay? I've got my people, so I'm gonna just make my people like two shadows. So I'm gonna just color them in so you can see. They might be dancing. Very simplified in this case. And you can draw your people however you want. I have my person down here sitting, reading by the river, holding their book open. And I'm just doing black shadows just to keep it simple. I also drew another person reading here, so it looks like so you can see the difference between when it's farther away and when it's closer up, right? And I'm gonna add my apples. I'm gonna color in my house red. A nice red roof. Picking up my colored pencil for the first time. And remembering I also want to make sure my sky is blue. It's not just white. I'm going to make sure to color that in. I might have to use... And so you should really be taking your time. Like, this video is going to be, what, 16, 17 minutes? Maybe 18. This drawing should take you maybe 20 at least. 25 minutes to get done, okay? If you're sketching, you're coloring, you're trying your best. These things take time, right? So this guy is always overlooking us. Some pencil marks I want to erase. And this whole area, I mean, come on. You really think this looks real with the white? So I gotta fix that for myself, definitely, before I can call this work finished. And to do that, I'm going to grab a little green colored pencil. And I wish I had a sharpener because it's running low, but I'm just going to color out this field, this whole space. And this is really how we create a sense of space. Drawing our horizon line, drawing whatever we want in our horizon line in the back. So our mountains. It could be houses back there instead. It could be people, animals. Whatever you do on top of the horizon line, on the top of your page, it's going to look far away. And whatever you do in the middle of your page, it's going to look not too far away, but not up close. And whatever you do at the bottom of your page, it's going to look really close up. Okay, so I've more or less finished my drawing to the degree that I can best do drawing on a wall. And we've been able to review how we create space. Foreground, what's in the front, what's in the bottom of our page, our big tree, our big dude reading, and our big house. And the end of the river, okay? Middle ground, what's in the middle of the page? A medium-sized tree, another guy reading, friends playing, running, the river. And background, what's the farthest thing away? What's on top? What's in the back? The rainbow, the clouds, the birds, the mountains, the small trees at the top of the page with the sun. Okay, so I definitely challenge you. This is the other lesson in foreground, middle ground, background. You can see they're different pictures, but they both have a sense of space. So definitely encourage you to practice. What else can you draw? I'm going to sign my name. What else can you draw in the middle, the front, and the back or top of your page to create a sense of space? Hope you enjoyed and have such a nice day.